You are now watching M.O.D. Entertainment. Make sure you subscribe and check out the playlist.
Low, 6 flow, blue rag lopes, shave head creased up, sporting flat nose. The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? Low, 6 flow, blue rag lopes, shave head creased up, sporting flat nose. The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? The OG way, what you knew about that West Coast? Gang capital in Cali, we some animals. No remorse and no mercy, just like cannibals. So play your cards right, and that was picture cantaloupe. And we'll hit you anywhere just like catapults. Es un desmadre, but forever I'll hold down the throne. We were raised, homie, brought up to be real lokes. When we were raised, brought up, homie, to be real lokes. When we were raised, brought up, homie, to be real lokes. Low, 6 flow.
G-File.
And here we have Underhill Street. Now, Underhill Street is a pretty old school neighborhood, large. You know, now their neighborhood is right here. What's on Pioneer Park? What's New Avenue and Sunkiss and Underhill Street, obviously. So that's what stretches, throughout their neighborhood. So this is a territory. It's pretty large chunk of territory. You know what I mean? Now this neighborhood definitely keeps it active. It's one of the neighborhoods that is well known and you do hear about over here. You know what I mean? The Underhill neighborhood. Now, like I said, man, this neighborhood, they keep it active and they're large in size. You know what I mean? Like, these guys ain't no joke. You come around here like tripping, you can get manhandled. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's what's up with the Underhill Street neighborhood right here, representing for the OC and putting it on the map. Feel me? Now here's the old neighborhood right here. You have Pacific Street. Now Pacific, not to be confused with Pauline Street. Pacific Street is one of these older neighborhoods out of this side. You know what I mean? They've been right here for a cool minute. Now they're not as large as they used to be, and you don't really see them up as you do before. But nonetheless, man, this neighborhood is still right here, still representing for their neighborhood on Pacific and Shirley Street is where their territory's at, and they're still right here putting it down, for their neighborhood, still representing strong. Right here you have Los Coyotes. Los Coyotes is a neighborhood right here in Buena Park. Now their neighborhood is really close to Knott's, actually. Their neighborhood is right there. What's Holder to Thelmont to Mohican Drive to Knott's Avenue. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered the Coyotes neighborhood. Los Coyotes Buena Park, not to be confused with East Side Buena Park, two different neighborhoods. These are Los Coyotes right here, which is also an old school neighborhood. They already have a cool minute being right there, since the late 60s, early 70s. Los Coyotes is, it's a deep neighborhood. They active, they get it popping right there. Another neighborhood that law enforcement stresses over there. It's just, once the neighborhood's there, it's kind of pretty much hard to, eradicate it. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes. Due to gentrification now and law enforcement and everything like that, the neighborhood is not as large as it used to be, but nonetheless, still there, still active, and still getting it popping right there. And you know what I mean? So that's what's up with Los Coyotes neighborhood right there. Here's another old school barrio, La Fabrica. Now, this barrio is old school already right here. One of the old school barrios in Orange County. Their territory stretches what's from Lemon Street to Palma Avenue to Pauline Street to Commercial. You could even find them right there at the Juliana Park. That's what's known as La Fabrica's neighborhood. So everything in the middle is what's Las Fabricas neighborhood. There's an old school neighborhood, like I said, but due to gentrification, law enforcement, and all that, it's not as large as it used to be. But nonetheless, it's still active. They still get it popping and putting it on the map. You know what I mean? Now, there's some people I know that they think that it's not a real neighborhood or it died out. No, it is a real neighborhood, and no, they're still active. They're still right here, and they're still doing their thing. So that's what's up with La Fabrica right there. You know what I mean? Now here you have the Hard Times Barrio. Now the Hard Times Barrio is an old school neighborhood, well established, well rooted. Have a cool minute already being right here in Orange County. So they're well organized, well rooted. They definitely put in work. This is one of the neighborhoods in the OC that you definitely hear about. You know what I mean? They definitely be putting in work. Their neighborhood is what's from Westminster Avenue to Garden Grove to Fairview and Harbor. So everything in the middle is what's known as the Hard Times Barrio, Hard Times Rifa, HTR or HT, you know what I mean? But that's the Hard Times neighborhood. Now, right there, they definitely put in work. You definitely hear about them because where their area's at is where all the neighborhoods are like jam-packed, There's so many different neighborhoods right there going at it, putting in work. So it be cracking in that area. That area is no different from what's like South Central, Compton, MacArthur Park, like like the Pico Union, like that kind of an area is how it is over here in Orange County. So this neighborhood definitely be putting in work, so they get it popping, with so many different enemies on different sides, You definitely hear about the activities. So this is one of those neighborhoods right here in the OC that you definitely hear about, and they be putting it on the map. The Hard Times neighborhood ain't no joke. You come over here tripping, might get laid out. Shout out to the homie Wicked. Shout out to the homie Bones from Hard Times, and shout out to all the homies from Hard Times that be putting it on the map and representing for their neighborhood right there and holding it down for the Hard Times neighborhood. You know what I mean? Now here's another neighborhood right here, Brown Demons. Now Brown Demons is a neighborhood right here. Their territory is what's from Palm Lane Park, Pepperwood to Walnut to Ball Road to Euclid, all the way to Cerritos. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like I said, also Palm Lane Park is what's the Brown Demons neighborhood. You know what I mean? Now this neighborhood is not as large as other neighborhoods, are not as old school. You know what I mean? But nonetheless, they still with it. They still down for their shit. They be putting it on the map. You hear about them. They do kick it up. It is a neighborhood because I heard people say that it was a tank crew. It's not a tank crew. It's actually a neighborhood. You know what I mean? And yeah, they be actually putting in work right there and doing their thing. So that's what's up with the Brown Demons neighborhood. Right there representing it and putting it on the map. You know what I mean? And here you have another neighborhood right here in the OC. You have the Corrupted Players, not to be confused with KPC. This is just KP or AKP, so it's not the same thing. You know what I mean? So two different neighborhoods. Corrupted Players, you can find them scattered throughout over here, Orange County, throughout Anaheim, throughout Garden Grove, throughout Fullerton, and throughout these cities out here. Now there used to be a tagging crew that became a neighborhood, so I was told. Can't confirm, but that's what I was told. And yeah, they definitely be representing and they definitely active. So I was told, and you definitely see the activities. You see them, you see their hit-ups. You see them up. You can't even say you don't. So they do be making out here noise. But yeah, that's what's up with the KP right there, representing for the OC and putting it on the map. You know what I mean? And here we have SSK. Now SSK is a neighborhood right here in Orange County, roughly new. They active obviously. Now they're not as large as some of the other neighborhoods around here, but nonetheless they do have their members right there. Now they used to be a tank crew that became a neighborhood. I was told, this is what I was told, that they were a tank crew that started in LA, but they had members in Orange County. They started in LA right there, roughly by the Pico Union District on Bona Brea Street is where they started, and then now they're over here in Orange County by Cambridge. The meaning that it used to stand for before was Sixth Society or Southside Kings was the meaning, of the tank crew. Obviously now they make it stand for Southside Crooks, but it is a neighborhood that used to be a tank crew, so it is a neighborhood. They do put in work. They keep it active because even before, when they were just a crew, they were beefing it with neighborhoods and holding their own, and not allowing themselves to get consumed by other neighborhoods or allowed to get punked. So they definitely held it down and earned their respect. And that's what's up with Southside Crooks right there representing it and holding it down for their neighborhood right there in the OC. Here we have Barrio Small Town. Now, Barrio Small Town is a large neighborhood right here in Orange County. And yes, it's the same one as the one from LA, you know, different sides, you know, this is the one from Orange County. Now, Barrio Small Town has a pretty large chunk territory. They're well structured, well rooted, and organized. Their neighborhood will be what's Santa Ana Street and Anaheim Boulevard, Old Road, and Philadelphia. So everything that's in the middle is what's considered their neighborhood, which is a large, you know, chunk of territory. If you really look at it, you know, they got a vast territory with a lot of members and you know, representing it and holding it down. They keep it active. Another neighborhood that you hear about from Orange County and that definitely gives law enforcement a hard time. You know, another neighborhood that's made the news several times. You know, like I said, the OC definitely keeps it active. You know, you definitely hear about these neighborhoods, and you know they ain't no chumps. You know, the OC gets it popping. You know, so for people to think that it ain't cracking out here, like you need to go down there for yourself and see, homie, that actually be popping. So you know, they got their riders and their soldiers and representing right there for their neighborhood. You know, putting it on the map. Shout out to the homie Whisper. Shout out to Lalo from Barrio Small Town. And shout out to all the homies from Small Town that be right there representing it and holding it down for their barrio and putting it on the map.